Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to Gossip Tea Reads. So today's video is going to be a video on the Scentsy, multi-level marketing, direct sales, whatever you want to call it, and it is going to be a tea leaf reading on them, as well as a little bit of divination. Okay, so I do have to drink this tea. It's a little bit of coffee with my tea because I was lazy. So I am using a tea from a small business, actually. And I forgot to link it, but I will link it. I don't make any money. I don't have an affiliate code with Etsy. However, it is a small business, and I do believe in supporting small businesses as well as all types of businesses. So I do really like the tea. And yeah, let's get into cleansing the cards in the space first. So cleanse the cards, the energy in the space. Cleanse the cards, the energy in the space. Cleanse the cards, the energy in the space. Cleanse the cards, the energy in the space, please. Cleanse the cards, the energy in the space. Okay, spirit guide, guardian angels, ancestors, I ask for you to join us in this reading today for Scentsy. All right, it's going to be a teacup reading. So what we want to know for the intention for the teacup reading is, what does Scentsy have in store for them? Okay. Okay, so I'll get to that in a moment. And let's start here with some oracle cards. Okay. So first, let's start with just a little message for anybody who reads this that may or may not be related to Scentsy or associated. Please know I am indifferent to it. I don't agree with the whole like multi-level aspect of it. However, I do like the products. I'm not completely against the wax melt and all that concept. But I do believe that the whole building a team, pushing a team over the sales of products, I am against. So if you are more into pushing the sales of the products, that's totally fine by me. If you're more into a team building, you may want to actually try your sales pitches better. Just saying. But yeah, I don't have anything against the company. So let's get some information. What are some mudra cards here? Kind of like a meditation to cool your jets. What is a card here for people viewing this about Scentsy, whether they are a part of the company, they are a direct sales consultant, independent contractor, whatever you want to know. What is a card here for everybody to relax? Okay, so we have level-headedness. Be wise. This card states a greeting to the inner self at Manjali Mudra. I'm going to butcher that. I apologize. The gesture of greeting activates brain activity and brings inner composure. This mudra opens the door to inner calm and thus to one's inner source of strength, healing, and joy. Let your breathing become slow and deep. Year for year, our needs and desires change a little. See through your mind's eye source of inner understanding as a shining apparition of light. Ask this figure whatever you wish to know. What is important to you at the present and the future? What can lighten your life? What is yours? And what will bring fulfillment, tranquility, and inner wisdom characterize my life? Number 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. Numerology number 9. Okay. I'm going to take another sip here with the intention of what is it? What are the information we need to know about Scentsy here? All right. What is it we need to know about Scentsy here? Okay. Next, we have these like voice soul cards. They're just more kind of, So what is the card for this? I'm hearing 4 cards. So what is the information about Scentsy through these oracle cards? What is an information about this business? What is some information? What is some information here? Okay. All right, so this is interesting. This says you, but it's in reverse. So it is not about you. It is about the business. This is a message for the independent contractors. You do not own the business. You are just a member kind of contractor at the end of the day. Okay. Free messages in reverse. This is saying you can't really talk freely. In some instances, it's showing that there might be some products that you don't like. And I'm feeling that some of you are hesitant to speak of that just in case you get some backlash about that from the company. Guide in reverse. I do see some people have a lack of guidance within this company. They're kind of just thrown to the wolves. There may be some kind of like program thing, but it's kind of like you succeed or you fail. Okay. And then we have children. Now, I do see this um, it does have like Disney in that. So it may give, a lot of people more like, nostalgia is kind of what I'm picking up from that. Okay. More of a nostalgic kind of thing. And it's true because there are a lot of people who may have a family member who has sold Scentsy or a friend or something. So it is very nostalgic to people. It is a nostalgic brand, just like Avon is to many people. Scentsy is like the new age nostalgic brand, if you get what I'm saying. All right. So next, another sip here of the cup. What do we need to know here? What is the information? All right. There's a lot of tea leaves in there, so we'll do the best we can. I gotta wipe my desk off because I made a big mess. I apologize for that. Okay. Finally, 3 cards here. What are the messages about Scentsy that we need to know here? What are the messages about Scentsy that we need to know? What are the messages about Scentsy that we need to know, please? Okay. All right. So I don't really use these cards very much for this stuff, but here we are. So you have earth elements in reverse, stability in reverse. So there is a lack of stability in the business currently. Okay. Solar eclipse in reverse, revolution. So there is nothing super revolutionary going on. And because it's solar eclipse in reverse, I do see some kind of change possibly happening in a lunar eclipse, not so much a solar eclipse. And then you have Venus. So Venus, there is a lot of love for the products. But I do see an instability. Okay. So love for the products, but maybe instability on income. Okay. Next, we have to take some sips here. Okay. I'm trying my best to finish the. Okay. And then we go like this. We do this to drain anything that we can. If there's anything that needs to be drained. Okay. And then I'm going to make a big mess doing this, but that's okay. All right. And drain up. Okay, we got tea leaves left behind on the bottom too. All right. That is a lot of tea leaves. They told me to do it a few more times. Okay. Normally I don't do it this way, but that's what I'm being told. I've never used this type of cup either. I've always used my actual tea leaf cup, but I can't find it right now. So we're kind of winging it here. And yeah, they want me to be able to get a reading. So they're like, come on, you put too much tea leaves in. All right. One more time, they said. Okay. And we turn the cup this way. Okay, we put the cup down. All right. I got a big mess everywhere, but that's okay. All right. So as you can see here, we got a lot going on. Okay. A lot going on with the tea leaves, which is a good sign. Okay. I will make sure that next time I don't put so many tea leaves in the cup. Okay. So let's start here with the information that we kind of need to know and see. Okay. So first things first, we have, sorry, give me a second here. Okay, so we have a lot of tea leaves at the base of the cup, okay? That's kind of my fault, but it is clustered to the right side of the cup. So what that is showing here is that when there's a lot of tea leaves on the kind of base of the cup, it's more has to do with a lot of past, okay? Unresolved past is causing issues in the business, okay? So a lot of past decisions may be causing some complications currently in the business, right? Then we have the topper half here. We do have quite a bit here. We have quite a bit up at the, we have a little bit up on the rim here too. So that is a good sign on the rim that there is a lot of happiness, okay, in the company. But I'm seeing it more side of like, not so much the company itself, because it's on this side. I'm seeing it more as like, people enjoy the products. So it's more like, strangers, right? Customers enjoy the products and they're happy. However, there is a lot of internal kind of like financial issues that may be there, or even internal conflict within the company. Okay. Then we have the so right of the handle, okay, is so this is right of the cup, okay. There is a lot of upcoming events, okay. Influence. So there's a lot of upcoming events, kind of. It's not as like prominent as the left side. Okay, so let's start with the right side. There is some upcoming events here, right, that may be happening that may be more or less beneficial to the customers, but not so beneficial to the company. Okay. I do see some collabs possibly happening. And then the left side is kind of more like the past, right? So I do see like and the left side is very, once again, like full. So I, from the left bottom up, okay, so the bottom up is telling me that there is a lot more in the past that has been beneficial to the company, okay. And then we have kind of months and years. So in the months, years, I do see lots of possibilities happening for them. And then kind of like the topper half of the cup is telling me that like presently there might not be too much happening. They might be trying to figure out some stuff, trying to see what they can do to fix the grievances of the past, if that kind of makes sense. Okay. So that's kind of where we're at with that. So they're kind of struggling within the company. However, it's like the customers are benefiting. I do see changes that they're trying to make so that they can earn more money. The problem is when you are in a multi-level marketing structure, the bubble has to pop at some point. So anybody new isn't really going to get the beneficials of somebody who's been there from almost the beginning. Okay. Now, I do see, obviously, with the tea leaves, I did have to dump some. well, they kind of just came out, to be honest, but I do see a lot of issues here. And this is telling me that there is a lot of conflict and distress with some people that are independent contractors. Okay, they're not seeing the money they used to see it, and Scentsy has made some changes to how they do their program, so it may be causing some issues versus how they used to have it, because they're always changing their stuff every year from what I was able to find online. But yeah, that's kind of what I see here. All right, so I want to get into like the actual pictures that I kind of see in the cup. So let's get into that. I kind of want to see what I see here. Okay, so bear with me. I see all sorts of things going on here. Okay, I kind of see a spoon. I see an arrow. Okay, I see. Okay, let me take a look here. So I see an arrow. So the arrow is on the side of Scentsy. Okay, it is definitely more on the business side, and the arrow normally means bad news, right? Um, However, it can be good. It just depends. In this aspect, though, it is pointing away from me. So it'd be pointing towards technically like the business aspect. If they were sitting across from me, this would be the business. So this is telling me that there is some kind of issues or something that they may bring themselves into that either they will find offensive or will be offensive to other people. Okay, with that arrow right here, that's kind of what I'm seeing. Next, we have, I said I saw a spoon. Now, this is a different book that I normally use. Like, I do use this book, but I also use a different one. So we'll see if there's a spoon in here. I'm also hearing a silver spoon. So some people may be feeling like those are the top are kind of getting like a silver spoon aspect. I don't see spoon, but that is what they're kind of telling me. So we're going to go with that. Okay. What else do I see in here? I see a few lines. Okay, let me take a look here. What else do we see? We got some lines. We got a bridge. Okay. And we have, it kind of looks like a person, but oh no, that's 100% a spinning wheel. That's a funny looking spinning wheel, but I see it as a spinning wheel. Okay, so right here we have kind of like the spinning wheel aspect that they're kind of showing me. And it says a few things. The good news is that they say careful planning and consistency, consistent industry will bring good results. Okay. That's definitely more leaning to the past side though, but oh no, that's at the top. Okay, never mind. That is, that's for upcoming events. Okay, so there is saying that there is a possibility, okay, for good things to come. Okay, in the present to more like future kind of situation. Okay, more present. So not like years, but like more present, because it is at the top here and it's to the right of the cup, left of the cups, technically. Right. Right. Left. Okay, so it's at the left. So it is past. Sorry, I'm getting a little confused. I haven't done a reading in a very long time, so bear with me. So in the past, they have obviously had great planning, projects, ideas, obviously collaborations. Okay. The bad news is they can point to the fact that someone is plotting behind the scenes. Okay. So there might be people that are actually hoping that they see the fall of the company or changes, right? And maybe not everybody is going to agree with these changes. However, with this specific business practice, you can only carry on for so long until you have to make a change. There are other businesses that they still have an MLM direct sale kind of structure, but they also have like an affiliate structure as well. And they also have like a VIP customer structure. So it just depends on the company, but some of them do all of them. Some of them do a few, some of them just switch to affiliates. So it just depends. Okay. So there is possible ways to save the business. However, whatever they could do might affect not just the customers, but the people that do the direct sales for them. So they're being very cautious about that is kind of what I'm seeing. I'm seeing like not a stop sign, but like a caution sign. That's what I'm being shown. Okay. And I said there was lines. So let's go check out some of these lines here. Lines. I don't know if this book has lines. Okay. So that is a straight line. There is progress that is able to happen throughout this journey, okay? But it does go into a slant. So we have also a possibility of failure in a business. And then there's also a little bit of a curved one. So there can be also disappointment, or they're lying to people. That's what it's also saying, is there's like lying in wait, which means they could be lying to people while they're trying behind the scenes to figure out their business practice or where they're going. So they could be keeping people in the dark. And that is a common thing with these type of business structures, just so everybody's aware. Okay. Next we have, I'm gonna see a bird. I don't know if that's a bird, a bat. Give me a second here. Kind of looks like a bat, but it kind of looks like a bird. So we have here. Maybe good news may be soon winging its way. Okay. If they're flying away from the handle, a departure could be around the corner. They are flying away from the handle. So that is saying that somebody could be leaving the business of Scentsy and moving on and creating a new direct sales company. Okay, that's what I see as a possibility. Somebody higher up. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a CEO type. It could be even like a higher up in the like MLM structure, right? In the tier structure. It could be leaving Scentsy to build their own direct sales kind of company as either a competitor or a whole new kind of line concept of maybe they want to do something completely different. Okay. So I do see that in the future happening here. That could be happening within days, weeks, months, but I do see it as a possibility very, very soon. Okay. I said a bridge presents an opportunity for success that will soon cross the business's path. So that is a way more so. So I do see that as a much further away opportunity. I do see them being able to possibly do a collaboration with a person. I'm being visually shown a person that they may be able to do a collaboration with to kind of help their business. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have here? I mean, I see a few butterflies. So innocent aspects are gonna fly through Scentsy. So regeneration. So once again, this kind of leads back to the possibility of a person either doing a collaboration or kind of swooping in and helping Scentsy reconstruct is kind of what I'm seeing here. Okay. What else do we have going on here? It's either a person or a bear, or I don't know. I see like an animal of some type. Give me a second here. Give me a second here. Give me a second. Don't see a person, but I don't see a meaning of that. But what I can say is there might have been a person, because it's on the more this side, facing me. So I do see it kind of being as a person in the past that may have caused a little bit of conflict for the business financially, and it might be something that's like kind of hidden, or it could be known. I'm not too sure. It might not be publicly known, but it might be known that there was some kind of issue. Okay. What else do we got here? I'm so curious. Look on this side more. Okay. I see an M. I don't really have anything for alphabet in this book, but I do see an M, and I do see a man. They're showing me a man now. So a man, somehow a man can be involved. Okay. I don't know the meaning behind that. I also saw a ladder somewhere. So that is a promotion, something more spiritual. There's also a sign that it's time to set sights high. So ladders are suggesting, and then also it's funny because in the MLM structure, it's kind of like a ladder. People call it a pyramid, but it can also be like a ladder effect, right? So those at the top are going to have like the success, and those at the bottom are obviously holding everything together. It's like the person standing on the ladder, maybe balancing and like doing the work, but the person on the bottom is holding the ladder to ensure that they don't fall. They're kind of like holding the fort, if you get what I'm saying. Okay. What else do we have here? I'm just looking at the bottom here. I don't really see too much that really stands out. I kind of see a wishbone, which is kind of funny. I don't really think that there's anything regarding a wishbone. However, I do see that it's wishes kind of like in the past, and it's on the past side. So I do see it kind of like as like a wishes. This is above what the originators ever thought could be. However, other people have been given these wishes, or like almost like empty promises, but I just call them wishes because like people who join this wish that they could have that kind of success, right? And they might be let down not seeing it. Okay. So I want to move on to the plate here because, this could be negative, positive, whatever. I see not a whole lot, honestly. Like, I see some things, but nothing really is standing out to me. I kind of see a fish. Is there a fish? I do apologize. I really need the book because there's just so many, and I'm still learning this. I haven't done a teacup reading in a very, very long time. Fish. Some kind of good fortune, often result of lucky. They can also indicate foreign travels on the horizon. Okay. However, I do see this on this plate. So sometimes this could be unlucky, and there is some kind of speculations going on about the business and their practices. I do see. They're showing me now like outside businesses, collaborators kind of like wanting more money might be a possibility in the future. Which I don't know if Scentsy going to be able to retain those contracts without affecting. They're showing me contracts now, and it's like they would have to change the commission again and like their whole like system. So I see that like an outside business might want more money, a licensee or something, which may cause some conflicted energy decisions, whatever. So I'm not too sure because I know that they've done like different contracts, but I do see it as a possibility. Or somebody that they're trying to work with wants more money than they can really afford for licensing purposes. Okay. And that's all I really see there. Okay. I'm going to get into the tarot reading portion because this obviously has dragged on. I hope that if you do find this and you're watching this at like 1.5 times speed, at least then you'll be able to get something out of this. So what's next here? Oh, I don't want to get my tarot cards wet. That would be horrible. Okay, so let's get this cleared up. All right. So what is the energy for the business of Scentsy? What is the energy currently for Scentsy? What is the energy of Scentsy, please? What is the energy of the business of Scentsy right now? Okay. What is the current conflict regarding Scentsy? Okay. What is the current negatives affecting the situation in Scentsy? Okay. What is the current positives affecting the situation of Scentsy? Okay. What is the neutrality of the situation regarding Scentsy? Ooh, I don't know if I like that. Okay. And then what is kind of like the advice, outcome, possible situation? All right. So, like I said, Scentsy is kind of like the now times nostalgia of like Avon. I mean, Avon's still nostalgic to many people, but yeah. Let's get started here and kind of go forward, okay? So the current energy in Scentsy is the Justice card in reverse, the Four of Wands, and the Knight of Cups in reverse. So what I'm seeing here is there is obviously an imbalance on justice, right? Top of the food chain, bottom of the food chain. The Four of Wands is obviously kind of a free, loving, obviously that's independent contractor energy. And then the Knight of Cups in reverse is I do see a lot of people actually falling out of interest with the company because of changes. And that may be causing some red flags to the people at the top of the food chain, okay? Next we have the conflict. So conflict here and here. Let's get those cards out. So the conflict essentially is a lack of balance, right? There's imbalance. The Hangman, some people are looking elsewhere or within to see what they really want to do. And the Ace of Swords is a very lack of communication. So I see that there's a lot of lack of communication within the company as well as to the contractors. There's something going on in the background is what's kind of being shown here, and they're not talking about it. Okay. Next, we have what is the negatives affecting the situation. Okay. So the negatives affecting the situation is the King of Pentacles. Okay. And we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse, and then we have the Page of Cups. So the negatives affecting the situation is it's very much somebody at the top has a lot of money, and the Five of Pentacles in reverse is a loss of income. Okay, so there is a loss of finances. Now that could be independent contractors all the way up. There could be a loss of finances that they're not really paying attention to, or if they are, they don't want to distress anybody. With the Page of Cups in reverse, I do see fear and not willing to share that kind of concern. Okay, so that's kind of like the negatives. The positives affecting the situation is Knight of Swords, the Queen of Cups in reverse, and then the Page of Pentacles. So what's positive? quick moving energy with the Knight of Swords. They're always thinking of something new. They're trying and trying and trying to consistently find new ideas to help boost revenue. With the Queen of Cups in reverse, I do see the positives. They're not trying to be emotional about the situation. Those who are behind the kind of like products and that aren't being super emotional and more intellectual. Okay, we're not thinking with our hearts currently, we're thinking with our minds. We need to figure out what is going to work for us. Okay, Page of Pentacles is a opportunity for growth. Okay, so I do see a possible opportunity as the positives for a change, of growth, and new stability. So what's the neutral? And this is what I said I didn't like. Even though it's neutral, I don't like the devil card. And now I don't like it for a mild of reasons, but I don't like it upright because even though it's neutral, this is saying that there is toxicity in the company. Somebody could have addictions. It could be gambling. It could be alcohol. It could be drugs. It could be anything. It could be a shopping addiction. It could be spending. It could be buying property or real estate or whatever. Somebody has some kind, or just an addictive personality or narcissistic type energy is what somebody could be portraying, which could be positive, but also negative. And I'll explain positive because a narcissistic type trait is positive in the aspect that they will do everything in their power to make the business look good. Okay. The negative is how they treat other people is actually what the issue really is at hand. You have the Chariot in reverse, so there is no real movement in the company. It's complicated for people at the bottom to move up towards the top is kind of what I'm getting. I'm seeing it kind of at the bubble with the devil and the Chariot in reverse. It's kind of saying the neutral problem is they're kind of at their top point almost, and they may need to change the way they do things. With the Queen of Pentacles, once again, in the neutral stance, I see this as financially, they may struggle a little bit because maybe they're overcompensating for something and they may reel it back. However, if they reel it back too much, they could lose out on the people that are selling for them, which I believe has already started to happen. Then you have the possible outcome solution advice, which is the Star card, the Hermit, and the Wheel in reverse. Okay. So what this is telling me is the Star. There is an opportunity for success and growth. Okay. There is kind of like this solution that could happen. The Hermit is saying that there might have to look within to see what they can change that is realistically going to work for them. No matter their feelings about it, this is the time to kind of really look at this. Okay. Then we have the Wheel in reverse. So this is also saying that don't go too far. I don't know how to explain this. Okay. They're showing me like, don't overdo something. Okay. Don't overcompensate for something. It's kind of what I'm seeing. And it's like a walk away from contracts or something that aren't going to work for you or that are going to cost you not just you guys more money, but also cost your contractors. Kind of like the more you put out to other places and you're not paying attention to your bottom line, the more it's going to affect your business of the multi-level, and it's going to affect your contractors to the point where you are either going to have to close down or change your entire business practice. And that is kind of a warning that I'm seeing. That is a possibility to happen here, but I don't see it necessarily as a negative, but I don't see it too much as a positive, at least in the business's eyes. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of what I got here. I am curious, just curious. One more thing here, or a few. What do the independent contractors need to know regarding Scentsy? What do the independent contractors need to know regarding Scentsy. What do the independent contractors need to know? All right, so the independent contractors need to know that this is not going to be financially right for them forever. With the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Then we go to the Page of Pentacles in reverse, which is showing you a drop of money. And the Page of Cups, a drop of money means a drop of emotional commitment. So what you may have felt very emotional to, you may lose if you start losing the money with it. Okay. That's for some people, not everybody. What is the information for like the team leaders, no matter their tier? What is the information regarding the team leaders, no matter their tier, please? What is the information regarding the team leaders, regarding their, no matter the tier? I just heard and I missed it, but get ready is what I heard. Get ready to rumble. So be prepared to see your lines drop is a possibility. The team leaders, you have the death and rebirth in reverse. Okay, that's scorpionic energy, but also it is telling you that in the reverse, it's kind of telling you that there is no real movement, okay, that you kind of might just be stuck in the standstill. The Four of Cups is a warning that there might be some emotional conflicts here. With the Page, Four of Pentacles in reverse, there, it's saying to hold onto your money and don't spend it. Don't go crazy. Some of you may be used to a certain lifestyle, and it is telling you to save your money and start preparing because you might need to. Okay. What is it for what is kind of the information regarding those at the top? So like CEOs, directors, marketing, whatever you want to call it. What is the information for, I guess, the CEOs, the directors, and like everybody at the top of the tier here? Okay. Nine of Cups in reverse is saying there is a little bit of emotional lackluster in the situation for those at the top. Some people may be kind of getting over it. There might be some mental, emotional constraints. The Four of Pentacles is also, like the team leaders, is a warning to hold on to your money. You have the Four of Cups, which is a full-on warning that, hey, by the way, SHIT may hit the fan at some point here. Might not be today, might not be tomorrow, might not be next week. It might be 5 years from now. But they're saying save money while you can because you never know what's going to happen. Those of you at the top may actually be the person that completely starts a new business, okay? That's something that they're trying to show too, that you may start, you might not even start a direct sales company or like MLM structure. Some of you or somebody, I'm seeing, they're showing me, okay? Somebody is going to start a direct sales company, but it will not be, or it might not be MLM structure. So it might be more accepted socially in that aspect, okay? So finally, we have, we have, what is kind of like the overall business structure? Where is the MLM, multi-level marketing structure, going to do for Scentsy? What is this multi-level marketing structure going to do for Scentsy, please? What is the multi-level marketing structure going to do for Scentsy? Like, is it going to be good? Is it positive? Is it negative? Is it going to be long-term? Okay. What is that multi-level structure? Whew, boy. All right. So you have the Star card in reverse. So this is saying this is not feasible forever. The Devil in reverse is saying that there will be a time that this kind of toxicity needs to be released. With the Page of Swords in reverse is, it's kind of saying that if you do not take to learn from others around you, you may crash yourself out. So the business has an opportunity to change. And if they don't, they may end up crashing out. Okay. Like I said, this is all like personal opinion, alleged. It is not precise, but it is just kind of what the current energy is stating about the company itself. And finally, what is some information we need to know about the business of Scentsy? What is the information we need to know about the business of Scentsy, please? What is the information we need to know about the business of Scentsy? Ooh, I don't like that. That's complicated. Okay. So the information we need to know is that you may be at the top right now. Okay, it may be at the top right now or appearing to others that it's at the top of the game, but I do see a lot of spending, unnecessary spending. I do see a Three of Swords. So it's like a heartbreak, or it could be like third party or outside forces causing a huge conflict with the business. And then the Eight of Swords is not really being able to see a way out. However, they will be responsible. They are not, their hands are not tied. They are not choking. They're not dying. They're not, they can find a way out of this, but they are going to have communication because of the Swords energy is very strong. A lack of proper communication might end up losing everything they have. Okay. Not communicating could cause a little bit of bitter energy towards them from it's either investors, partners, or like independent contractors, team members, whatever. I do see that if they are not careful, they do have the opportunity for a huge communication error that could cause a lot of problems. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. Anything else we need to know about Scentsy? Will Scentsy have success still in 5 years? Will Scentsy have success in 5 years? Will Scentsy have success in 5 years? All right. So I do see an opportunity for success in 5 years. Okay. With the Queen of Wands, I do see a little bit of individuality and freedom. Okay. With the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, I do see a possible decline, however, in the multi-level marketing tier situation and possibly a reconstruction in order to stay in the business. Okay. The Seven of Wands, however, this is also showing this may cause some conflict. Okay. However, this could also bring peace to those that want to support the brand and potential customers, as well as in the long run, it could actually bring Scentsy in more people because of a different structure. Okay. So that's all I really have. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Gossip Tea Reads. Please like, share, and subscribe. Remember that this is all like allegedly. It is my opinion. It is divination. It is not precise, and it's for entertainment purposes only. Once again, I have no issues with the business. Not a big fan of the multi-level marketing structure. However, direct sales don't bother me besides that structure. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. And hopefully this resonates with somebody. If you are a Scentsy person, please don't take this as hate or a attack on the business. I am not here to do that. I'm just here to have fun and do readings, okay? Yeah, if you could, give it a like, give it a share, give it a subscribe, and you'll see more videos like this here. Also, my question for you is what business, multi-level marketing, direct sales, normal business, whatever, influencer, celebrity, political arrangement, whatever, what is it you want to see? And yeah, just let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely, wonderful, fantastic day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and goodbye. Thank you once again.